Hello. I'd like to talk to you about our Lord and Saviour, Davy Jones. He didn't seem all that interested, did he? Snake! 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 Hello there! Welcome to Night's Arcade. I'm Sleepless Night. We're in Sea of Thieves. There... Ooh, who's that there on the horizon? It's a skeleton ship. Not to worry. Anyway, today we're going to talk about the monthly update, the latest Sea of Thieves monthly update. We're going to talk about Dark Relics. It is a bit late because I have just had the worst week ever, and so many releases came out this week, and I was doing all kinds of other things. I had a ton of other jobs, and then today... Oh, look, the brigantine. There they go, look. I was doing all kinds of other jobs, and then today I had a massive PC problem. So we're not going to concentrate really much on the Dark Relics voyages today, because I just don't have that kind of time today. You can, to get the Dark Relic voyages, you talk to Duke, same as always. Browse Duke's stop. And he now, at the moment, he has these Dark Relics voyages, you see. And Athena's Dark Relic voyages, and you know, you can get the mercenary cannons, you can get the mercenary capstan and mercenary wheel, all as... I don't know why that's running so slow. All as rewards for completing these and the various commendations that go along with Dark Relics, which are in here. No, they're not. What am I doing? They're in the build drafts, idiot. So yeah, here are the commendations. Now, bear in mind, they've done things a little bit differently this time, because each one of the Dark Relic voyages costs you 5 doubloons, and the last time they would cost you 5 doubloons, but you get 10 doubloons for completing a Dark Powder Stash voyage, the Black Powder Stashes from last month. This time you only get 5 back. You spend 5 and you only get 5 doubloons back. However, if you complete one in all 3 regions, you get 50 doubloons for doing that. And for each one of the Dark Relics, for every one of those you complete, there'll be at least 1 Dark Relic item. And when you sell those, you get 5 for each one of those that's different that you sell. You know, Hexing Skull, Bewitching Doll, Enchantment Vessel, blah, 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 blah. Okay? 1 of each type of Dark Relic to the Order of Souls, another 50 doubloons, and so on and so on and so on. So there are an awful lot of doubloons to be had, but what they've done this time is they've made it quite clear, since it was a bit unclear to people last time, that these are time limited, you see? They put time limited in little brackets there at the side of them. So these are only going to be available until next month. What they're trying to do is drive like a whole load of new content, and also they're trying to drive new player interactions. And I can tell you something, they've succeeded this time. They've done a damn fine job of it, because what we're also looking for out there on the seas are these things, and these are Reaper's chests. So you see that thing out there on the horizon? Looks like over there on the horizon on some rocks there somewhere, the Nazis have just opened the Ark of the Covenant, and it's currently melting people's faces off, right? Yeah, you don't think so? Yeah, watch the film. Catch up. Come on. Anyway, so that's what we're going to go for. Today we're going to go for a Reaper's chest. Right. Now, I should tell you that I have collected 2 of these Reaper's chests before. Now, not on this build. Ordinarily, as I'm sure you know, if you're a fan of Sea of Thieves, particularly a fan of Falcor, who likes to go on about it quite a lot, you will know that... Oh, there's another one over there, look. Hey. So we'll go for that one, I think. You will know that obviously, you know, there's a Sea of Thieves Insiders build as well, where you can go in, you can test all the things they're going to bring in, and ordinarily you're bound by a non-disclosure agreement, which of course we all are, for, you know, partaking in the Insider build. However, since this has now come to Sea of Thieves, since the Reaper's chests have now come to Sea of Thieves, to the main build, I can tell you, you know, that I have picked 2 of them up before when they're in the Insiders build, and when they were a lot more common, they usually make things a lot more common in that to sort of do things. So yeah, what happens is when you pick up so everyone can see that for a start, okay? Everyone, everywhere can see when there is a Reaper's chest. And they're called Reaper's chests for a reason. They're called Reaper's chests because when you pick them up, it is the same as basically raising the Reaper's mark flag, in that not only can everyone see that there is a Reaper's chest over there, everyone can also see the person who picks them up. So all you got to do is look at your map. You go look at your map, and anyone who is currently carrying a Reaper's chest will be marked on the map. Okay? So anyone who's picked one of those up is going to be marked. So expect today to see some PvP. What is happening? Why did that happen? That's happening quite a lot lately, I've noticed. Sea of Thieves does this thing where if you get stuck in the landscape and things like that, as happens, you know, in a lot of games, it happens. You know, you get stuck in the landscape and you can't get out. You know, you get stuck between some rocks or something and it all goes upside down. But Sea of Thieves has this thing where it knows if you're sort of glitched into a landscape somewhere you can't get out, it'll just respawn you back at the wheel or, you know, wherever. Here we go. So on this, it's on a wreck. So we're going to swim down the wreck. Now the wreck's probably full of other goodies, but I'm only here to show you what happens when you pick this thing up. Because I'm probably going to get pounced upon. In fact, I'd say it's a near certainty that I'm going to get pounced upon as soon as I pick up this Reaper's chest. So what I'm going to do is take it straight back to Plunder Outpost and see if we can make it before getting blown out of the water. Because if other people see me get this and they come for me, I can assure you that they will come for me to get this, right? It's going to put you on the map and they're going to come and get me. And if you've ever seen me engage in PvP in this game, despite the fact that I've been playing it for a year, I suck at it. So, you know, if that happens, it's not going to go well. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go straight down and we're going to find this chest. And then get out of here and try to get it to Plunder before anybody comes to get me. Or it, I should say. Reaper's chest. There we go. I think there's only one. I guess I could look on the map. The last time I did this, there were 2. And I was beset upon pretty much instantly. And, you know, he only wanted the chest. He wasn't interested in the other loot that I had on board. He just didn't care. He just wanted the Reaper's chest, really. That's all he cared about. So. Oopsie. Goddamn steps. So, we are going to get out of here immediately and go back to Plunder Outpost and see if we can make it. Before someone comes a-calling. My bet is no. However, there is another Reaper's chest on the map at the moment. So it is possible. Oh, it's just disappeared. So someone's picked up the other one. My bet would be that it's that Brigantine, but you never know. I mean, we're pointing towards the northwest, so that Reaper's chest actually could have been a really long way from here. I have no idea. You know, we just don't really know. I was going to record this last night, but my, you know, this is why I'm late with this. Everybody else, you know, pounces on it, they're all in there too. But I have a 9-week-old son, so he decides when I can record things. He's the one who knocks. Right, so if we don't get beset upon by another ship that's trying to do this, I am not even going to try to moor particularly prettily at Plunder Outpost. I am just going to run. I'm going to get the chest, I'm going to run straight in and turn it in. That's all I want to do. That's all I'm interested in doing. Because I haven't yet, like I said, I've picked these up before, but I haven't yet successfully managed to turn one in. So, you know, I'm going to be on people's maps now. They're going to know I've got it, and they're going to be coming for me. So, it's a race against time. That over there is Ghost. I haven't got time for you, Meg. Log her off, will you? Leave me alone. Do I look I've got time for fishing at the moment? I look like I've got time for fishing. I've noticed, in the edits when I do this, that I miss a lot of words out that I don't really realise when I'm playing. Now, this does drive PvP behaviour. This, go away. It certainly drives PvP behaviour, no question. However, I've noticed that a few people have taken to being a little bit arse-holish about it. I saw someone on Twitter yesterday sharing that they basically, I'm assuming, they just let their ship go. And they were hiding in the tavern, waiting for this ship to arrive. That was their tactic. And, a good tactic. I was going to say a fair tactic then, but no, it sure as hell is not a fair tactic. But, it's a good tactic. I'm sure it worked. So, hey, who knows? Maybe we've got one of those people. Maybe they will be hiding in the tavern, waiting for me. Why is the Meg music still going on? Right, so I'm going to just drop this anchor. Go get my Reaper's chest. And go give it to Duke. Let's see if we can make it. See if there's anyone lurking, ready to shoot me. Here we go. Right into the tavern. Straight through the doors. There's going to be someone there with a gun going boom. Right in the face. Duke! Sell Reaper's chest. Boom! 15 doubloons and 10 doubloons. So that was a fair bit. 25 doubloons I just got for that. So that's pretty good. So, let's see. What are we looking like then for? Commendation unlocked. Cursed cargo. No problem. See, we're good, we're good, we're good. No problems at all. Everything's cool. I'll get aboard the ship, we'll turn around, we'll head back out, and we'll, I'm going to see if... I don't even know, actually, if the ship that I took it off is still there. Anybody see that? Oh, yeah, it is. So I probably could now go back and see what else was on that wreck. But I'm not gonna. We're just gonna sail about, I think, a little bit. Because I just want to, before we log out, I want to talk to you about some other things that they've introduced in Dark Relics, besides those Dark Relics voyages, which, as I say, I'd love to show you, but I just don't have the time. I'm sure that other people have got videos up there to show you. If you're actually interested in doing these, I'm sure there are other people that have got videos up there willing to sort of show you these. I don't want to go to the north. Well, north is into the wilds. I don't want to go into the wilds. The wilds are depressing. Yeah, so, somebody's out there. I'm pretty sure we must have got this. Falcor, Fuzzy Bond, someone like that. I'll have done it. I have no doubt. So, yeah, I mean, if we see any more little Ark of the Covenant glows, we'll tackle it and see. Now, one of the things I'm looking for is floating barrels, because they have also made a change to floating barrels. Floating barrels, which you see, you know how to locate these things if you play Sea of Thieves an awful lot of the time. You've got the seagulls, lots and lots of seagulls. In a massive group, you usually get just sort of floating, hovering over a wreck. You get lots of them. But you get smaller groups of seagulls hovering over sort of floating barrels. Little flotillas of floating barrels there. And usually they've got things in like cannonballs and, bananas, pineapples and planks of wood. That kind of stuff. But now there's a possibility that you're actually going to find treasure in them. So, hopefully before we log out, I just want to try that out. That their skeleton ship is, see if he's going to intercept me or he's going to let me just carry on about my business. So yeah, I'd like to find that out. There's also apparently a chance that they're going to have explosive barrels in them, in the barrels that are bobbing up and down. I think if I remember correctly, I watched the little dev update. I watch the dev updates every week, so I watched this one's, but it's now Thursday. Was that only yesterday? I can't remember. But the dev update with Joni I watched this week, I'm pretty sure he said that the barrels might have stronghold powder kegs floating amongst them. So that could be. Let's not run into this rock. Yeah. You see that ghost galleon there, just waiting. They've probably all got smartphones on. Look, going. Let's wait and see if he crashes into this rock. Okay, barrels. Whoops. Nope. God damn. Tell I'm out of it this week, can't you? This, by the way, is the multiplayer game I play most often. Believe it or not. So now, what you've got to do is you've got to be really wary when, because, you know, of course, most people don't worry about these little piles of barrels floating in the water there. They just sail straight through them. But now you've got to be extra specially careful because they might have powder kegs. And I'm pretty sure they said stronghold powder kegs might be floating in them. Maybe they didn't. Oh, hello. This could be trouble. Maybe they don't want trouble. Oh, yeah, they do seem to want trouble. Interesting. If I had a powder keg aboard my ship, I'd tackle these fellas now, but I don't. Let's see. Oh, missed. Let's not do that, because now we're going into the island. Ah, get off! Stairs! No, no, no! Oh, that's it. They're just going to shoot at me a couple of times with the eye of reach and then go on their merry way, apparently. That was it. They don't seem terribly interested in me now. Generally, I find... Oh, here we go. Cannon fire incoming. I'm not exactly hard to hit. Oh, that actually did hit me. Okay, boys. To hell with ye. Yeah, if I had an explosive barrel, usually I'd just swim across there. It seems to be actually by far the quickest way of taking out a skeleton galleon. Because, of course, players of Sea of Thieves will all know skeletons do repair holes that they get in their ship. What they don't do is bail water. So any water that gets into their ship never gets removed. So anyway, there's that. So, I didn't see whether any in there. We'll see if we can find some more floating barrels that don't have a ghost galleon floating around them. We'll see. There we go, you see. Look there. Sure enough. Looks like there's treasure floating there. A skull, by the looks of it. Dastardly skellywig skulls. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, you can also now harpoon explosive barrels and they will bring the barrels to you rather than blowing them up, as they previously did. But, you know, we'll see, I guess. Don't know if you can actually... don't think you can retrieve treasure with this, no. Let's drop the anchor. Go have a look. Whee! So we got a villainous bounty skull there. For one. I don't know if there's anything else. I don't know, you know, they said they occasionally have treasure in them. What I think they meant by in them is floating in amongst the barrels as those ones were there. I don't think what he meant was in the barrels, but, you know, let's give it a shot and see. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's whip out the old harpoon and see if we can retrieve some of these here barrels and see what they've got in them. Wherever they are. Are they all sunk? No, they're there. They're there, look. There they are. Nice and floaty. So I like my barrels. Nice and floaty. Oh, shouldn't do that because the ship's going to slowly turn away from the damn thing. I've probably been snuck on up here by like a brigantine or a galleon or something, I don't know. Oops, missed. Not easy to hit things with a harpoon, especially when your ship's bobbing left, right and centre. God damn. Oh, I get a rise on the swell every time I do that, look. No, missed. There we go. I knew we'd get one. Yeah, so we just, you know, there's just bait and the usual stuff. I don't think that they meant actually in the barrels, to be honest. I suspected that was probably not what they were talking about. But there we go. We found a skull in amongst the barrels. Oh, I'll be here all week trying to hit these things. So you know, you know, it doesn't matter, does it? Look, we don't have to sit here making a mockery of my harpooning skills any longer. We can be on our merry way now. But anyway, he said, a couple of the other things that they've tweaked, just to give you a bit of an update. So, I mean, first of all, talking about the Reaper's missions, I can't quite remember what sort of order or how many you get, but when you get the Reaper's, the Dark Relics missions, sorry, from Duke, what you're going to have is, like, several chapters. Like, when you get, you know, the later Order of Souls or Gold Hoarders missions and stuff like that, and you dig a bunch of stuff up or kill a bunch of skeletons, and then you get another chapter. Dark Relics is a bit like that. You know, there's skeletons to destroy, and the skeletons basically have locations of loot. So you've got, you know, a map with sites that are usually at forts. I think when I did it before it was at forts. I'm not sure. Check that, but I think it's at forts. And during the forts, there's several locations. Some of them are just ordinary treasure, like you might get, you know, one of those glowing chalices that you get from the Devil's Roar and things like that in there. But there'll be one in there somewhere. There'll be a Dark Relic, a specific relic that the Order of Souls are looking for. You take that back to them. That's the one that's worth the most. Some more barrels over here, look. That's the one that's worth the most, and they're the sort of ones you're going to get your commendations for. So, wait a second. Is there a shiny? There seems to be a shiny thing there. Let's have a look. Go see. Oh, it's a bloody message in a box. Oh, no, that's not there. That's a skull. Message. What's that quest? What do they want me to do? A crate of fruit. No, thanks. You're all right. Foul bounty skulls, that's worth beggar all, really. Not even worth not even worth the gas it's gonna take to turn it in. So yeah, let's get back underway. So now they've added in, I thought they had them before actually, but they've added in the harpoon rowboat. So now occasionally you'll find a rowboat with a harpoon attached to it. Just like we have harpoons now. They are quite rare, but occasionally you'll find a rowboat with a harpoon attached, and you can use that to get up into all sorts of mischief and fun and excitement. They've apparently improved hit registration, particularly when it comes to sword battles. Normally I try to avoid PvP wherever possible in this game, but, you know, it comes all the time. If you play Sea of Thieves, you know, I can't remember the last time I had an entire session in Sea of Thieves without engaging in PvP, so, you know, it comes. But this time I was kind of disappointed, really. Oh, yeah, I was happy to get that chest back to Duke, the Reaper's chest, but I kind of wish that somebody had messed with me a bit, so I'm just kind of messing around, milling around, trying to find more stuff. So hit registration has supposedly improved. The floating barrels might have treasure in them now. Some of them might be explosive barrels, so you've got to be a little bit careful. Gunpowder skeletons apparently are a little bit rarer now. That'll be good news to, you know, many people who were, especially people like Booty Isle and stuff like that, which my personal experience of Booty Isle is every time I set foot on there, the skeletons with gunpowder barrels just pop out of the sand like like weeds. You know, they're just constant. You just get rid of one and then another two. And that's great, you know, if you're looking to farm gunpowder barrels, which if you do the black powder status you would have been, but there's also a chance of finding a stronghold barrel skeleton now. So maybe we go to this wee island over here. Storm damage on sloops has apparently now been turned down a bit. I don't really know what that was about because, you know, storms are storms. I found them really exciting to sort of sail through and, you know, yeah, you get hit by lightning, but, you know, sailing out of one in one piece is not really difficult unless you've got an entire hold or, you know, crow's nest more often than not full of gunpowder kegs. In which case, you know, it could be a bit of bother, but otherwise, I never really found storms to be too much of a problem. Replace gamer tags option, which you can now do. Ah, there you go. So you can change the things in your crew. So if you don't want to have your gamer tag showing, you can have, you know, you can turn these off. So you can replace gamer tags with some sort of, look. Can you see my gamer tag in the top there, right? So it says Sleepless Night. If I replace gamer tags, all gamer tags, it now calls me Banana Stall Lorena. I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly, but that's what I've got. So what do you want me to do? Nameplates above other crews. Well, my crewmates, so you can turn that on or off. Toggle the HUD, of course, which has always been. And then controller sensitivity. You've got the gamepad look dead zone now, which you can now increase, which you could not before. But, you know, there are a couple of other little tweaks and things like that that you can check out for yourselves. If you want to go if you're interested in Sea of Thieves, you know, you can go and head over to Sea of Thieves website and look in the news section for the latest updates, and in there somewhere there's all the patch notes, I think. So I think that's where you find it, but again, I could be wrong. I'm not really thinking all that clearly today, to be honest. As I said, I was going to do this video yesterday, but it all went kind of wrong. Ah, I love this game. Well, folks, Sanctuary Outpost. Look, the sun's rising. It's gonna be a beautiful day. So I'm sorry that wasn't a more sort of cohesive video. I had planned more than that, but then I had planned to record this a day ago. And, you know, all kinds of things, life and broken PCs and other game releases and things that I'm doing for my real life job. All these kind of things got in the way, as they sometimes do, you know. So, yeah, I think I'm going to bring you monthly updates on this from time to time now, just whenever they come out. I will at least try to. There'll be other games coming up as well. We've still got to finish off Outer Wilds. I sense that we're kind of nearing the end of that really now, and I'm looking forward actually to getting back into playing some sort of game where there's a lot more interaction with NPCs. I'm thinking of trying out Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, but it means sorting out my PC capture, which is just one of the jobs that's been on my board for a long time. So, you know, let me know what you think of that plan. You can follow me on Twitter at Knights_Arcade, if you feel like dropping into Twitter and seeing what I'm chatting about. A few of you follow me on Twitter, but, you know, more would be nice. I do hang out there, you know, with me and a lot of other YouTubers, you know, Kazori-san, you know, Sexy Biscuit, Nico from Dare to Game, people like that. We all kind of hang out and occasionally chat, sometimes with each other, sometimes with game developers. There's things go on there from time to time, but if you have no interest in Twitter at all, and you're only interested in the videos, leave a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and ring the bell, and you should get a notification every time I post new content. But until next time, from Knights Arcade, this is Sleepless Night, saying nighty-night. Sunday! Did I ever tell you about the time I went overboard while fishing off the coast of Jamaica? Me wooden leg gives way, barely a month out of the box, and before you know it, I'm swimming with the snappers. Well, I crawl back on land, and no more ado, I write a strongly worded letter to Pegleg's customer support. A week later, a letter comes back saying, "Have you tried taking it off and putting it back on again?"
What do you take me for, says I. A powdered monkey, of course I have. Next letter says, you'll have to talk to the manufacturer. Manufacturer says, might be the wood sort. You'll have to talk to the lumber yard. Lumber yard says, sometimes we get weak trees, if you can imagine such a thing. I'll send your letter to the Forestry Commission. Forestry Commission says, hang on, I'll tell someone in the